a little bit here if you guys can stay quiet.
Yeah, do your little bit.
I do it.
All right, you guys ready? So
Do I have
welcome.
to tune in? Wait, do I have to tune in your stream? Sorry.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a little scuffed for a second because I got some soundboard things to hit and.
Wait, do I need to hear the stream?
If you
I'm
want to
in
hear
Discord.
the soundboard, I mean, you can just hear me talk in Discord, but
The soundboard's worth it, probably.
it could be. Yeah.
I just don't want to hear myself.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yes,
I don't think it'll do that.
Well, yeah, I'll be talking, so you don't have to hear yourself.
I think Discord prevents that from happening. Or is
Yeah,
this a
it does.
Twitch stream?
This is a Twitch stream.
Good stream.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
linked it.
on Twitch.
I linked it. It's there. All right.
Oh my god, I'm getting a fucking ad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have never signed that affiliate.
Oh yeah, Sam. I'm getting pre-rolled.
Oh, also Clay Thompson might tore his Achilles. Bits.
You tore
Wait,
his
that
Achilles?
picture's perfect.
Oh, you like my picture?
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks.
Wait, how come Brandon's so dark?
I got.
It's because it's scuffed right now. Here, that's better. I'm like streaming to Discord so that I can stream it to Twitch. Yeah. Little scuffed.
Wait, why can't you just stream your screen?
Because I've like split it. I tried. Okay, it wasn't working.
Okay.
But anyways, all
Also,
right. So
think
yeah,
Brandon-
you guys all ready?
boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for coming out for our very first Guild to be named Guild debate. Tonight our candidates will be discussing what might be the most important decision our guild will ever face, our guild name. To do so, they will be asked a series of questions by the moderator, JZM. JZM has taken time out of his day as a non-participant in this year's WoW expansion to prepare these questions and moderate this debate. So let's have a round of applause.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm clapping. You can't hear it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Soundboard.
Oh, wow.
So the candidate that is asked a question will have a set amount of time to answer, followed by the other candidate, one at a time, to be able to counter. Each candidate will be given as much time as JZM deems necessary. I don't know much more about debates, so let's have a clean one tonight. I would like to welcome our first candidate to the stand, the guild name that outdates all other guild names and is being represented by our main tank, Train Station. wait, here.
Yeah, we said the things.
Please, let's hold the applause till the end. Thank you. Next, I would like to welcome our next candidate. This candidate covered the most voters in this campaign, reaching all the way to the West Coast. I present to you Dennis, our beloved guild leader who is representing the Doomers. Thank you, Dennis, for coming out tonight.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
Last,
First.
but definitely not least, this
Stream's
candidate.
still scuffed, by the way. It has my stream paused.
Last but definitely not least, this candidate made a surprising comeback in the polls, especially not really knowing what the guild name is. But Pitts will be representing the undecided third party this year. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
There's some,
I'm honored.
there's some claps.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So all candidates are present. I hope you have a good debate tonight. Please respect each other's time and listen to the moderator. I turn it over to you, JZM. You may ask your first question.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I hate to interrupt. The stream is okay.
There we go.
That was the interruption?
Yep. It's no longer scuffed. I think we're good.
All right.
This guy's just confused what he's walking through.
Okay. Well, I had an intro, but I guess I'll just leave the intro out since it's kind of already overdone. So
You can
we're
intro.
let's just have 2 hours of intro.
Yeah, we're just gonna intro for 10 minutes. I'm Dism of Fox News, obviously, and
The only
I'm here to your number one source for trustworthy news. and I'm here for the 2020 guild name debate, dude. So let's just fire it off here. So first question about polls. Okay, so Biz, the polls leading into this evening have the Doomers at a 5-1 lead over the train station, with TBD leading closely at 4. Some would call it insurmountable at this point. What would you like to say to literally everyone else in an attempt to sway their vote?
Well, first off, I would just like to begin. I want to thank everyone for coming out here, spending their time. I mean,
You're welcome.
it's a Wednesday night, and the real people who deserve a round of applause is our fine members of the guild, especially the folks over on the West Coast. Moving on.
Sorry, may I interject?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Hold on.
No.
Let me briefly outline the rules here. So the commission has defined the format, which is 3 roughly 6-minute segments with 1-minute answers from each candidate, and then open discussion for the rest of the segment. So Biz,
But
I'm
if
gonna go
you
ahead and start your 1 minute now.
If I have consent from the
The sheet here. The sheet here says that all 3 campaigns have agreed to these rules, so I'm gonna need you to shut the hell up.
Well, he transferred.
All right, Biz,
before.
you have 1 minute starting now.
So I'm just gonna continue to use my time to pan into the West Coast for a moment.
Yeah, there you go.
But really, I mean, if there's one thing we've learned from polls, especially anonymous online polls, is that can you really trust them? I don't know. Sometimes there's a candidate that maybe you don't want to tell your friends you're going to vote for because you're afraid that someone who might be doing petty stuff behind the scenes is going to take it out on you and endanger your friendship. And I totally understand. I'd be afraid too if I was in your boat. But luckily, you don't have to be in my boat. You just gotta come on my train.
Thank you, Biz. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna pass it over to I got the next question from my boy Kenny. So Kenny, the polls have you tied at nearly tied, pardon me, with TBD. What would you like to say to those swing voters such as Ben, Johnny, Niz, right? Who are currently sitting on that fence? What can the Doomers provide them as their chosen guild name?
Well, first I like Biz would just want to start out and thank everyone for being here. Thank you for your time, JZM. I think what I would say to those people is the undecided third party is not what anybody wants. It's not Train Station, and it's not the Doomers. It's just part of both, and it's just not a good combination. You don't get the choo-choo vibe like you do in the Train Station, and you don't get the vibe of just doom that you get over in the Doomers. You just got this half-made, not well thought out name that you can tell based on the graphics for this debate still isn't even defined. And so I would say if you are going to vote for not the Doomers, I would say vote for Train Station over the undecided third party.
Wow, thank you, Dennis. Very, very strong words. So Pitts, same question for you. How are you going to appeal to our swing voters and ensure victory for TBD? And also, I'd like to give you an opportunity to share a name if you have one. Otherwise, I'm just going to call you.
Yeah, so I would like to thank the moderator and everyone in attendance as well. Also, I would like to thank the troops. I feel like that kind of
Yeah, it's kind of a
I
no-brainer.
feel like no one thanked the troops. That's kind of why I want to interject with Brandon and get that out ahead of time. Make sure no one got embarrassed by not thanking the troops. But
kind of a
here we are.
payoff, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the state of the country nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to give you an extra 10 seconds for that one.
Thank you. I would also like to counter, or not even counter, just point to the fact that Dennis really never made any claims for his name. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, if it was just me. But he really was focused on the third party, which is strange. It makes me feel like he's a little bit threatened by the third party. That the third party has a little too much traction for his own comfort coming into this. And a third party is more just a union of the two guilds. That's what I like to think of it. Dennis points to the lack of identity and heritage behind a third name. I think it's more just a union between the two groups for a better future. That's my opening statements.
All right, thank you, Pitts. Thank you.
Jism, can I respond to that?
Yeah, so that concludes our 3 individual 1-minute segments. We'll now conduct up to a 3-minute long open discussion. So all 3 of you have the floor.
Go ahead,
Great.
Dennis.
I'd just
concede
like
the
to
floor.
say, I was focused on the third party name because that was literally the question: why should people vote for you over the third party? And then I did.
Well, so
campaign
you
for
weren't
the
focused on the
Doomers.
troops, right?
Yeah, I would just like to
that
interject real quick and say
completely-
I do support the troops,
Oh,
both
wow.
in
You also
Orgrimmar
support the troops? Okay.
and in Stormwind. Very important to know, especially my boys up in Northrend.
Seems 2 of us support the troops. That leaves 1 of us maybe not supporting the troops so much.
Oh, I support the troops. I'm just not going to use it for a cheap attention grab. Here, I want to keep the attention on the guild name.
So, did you have anything else on this, or is that?
I did actually.
stand-up?
You also
Okay.
said I didn't say anything in favor of the Doomers, which just isn't true. I specifically said that the Doomers had a very doomy vibe, and that was a benefit to choosing the name the Doomers.
You know what? I apologize. I didn't realize you had such strong reasons behind your
Verbosity.
support for the Doomers. I completely forgot about the doomy vibe part. That's on me. You know, I honestly, after hearing that, Dennis, I might change my vote. A doomy vibe? Come on, Dennis. You're better than that.
Okay. That's enough. All right, so we're going to move on to our next set of questions. Okay, these are about voting rights for the guild. Okay. So, Biz, we're going to once again kick it off with you. Okay. Your critics have accused you of trying to hold special elections with the intention of excluding minority voters. None of these elections were ever officially conducted, but the allegations remain. Okay. So, do you support guild-wide equal voting rights? What protections would you work to provide to those guild members and voters who have been historically disenfranchised? Speaking to our West Coasters, if the train station is chosen, you have 1 minute, uninterrupted.
Well, West Coast troops are just as good. But we talked about. Just let it be known, it wasn't just me talking about voting rights. It is a real issue when we're talking about 2 sets of different peoples, one from the East Coast, one from the West Coast, coming together and commingling. You never know who you book a single person train ticket, you sit down and you seat next to someone else. You don't know how it's going to go. It's kind of scary, exciting. There's drama there.
So you do support guild-wide equal voting rights?
But, you gotta open up a dialogue. You gotta talk to them, and you realize that everyone gets a vote. Their opinion is just as good as yours.
Okay.
And if I may interject, I feel like
quickly, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that was overblown, the whole voter suppression thing. I think Biz just didn't know the West Coast. He wanted to get to know them.
Let's put that on pause. Let's put that one on pause. You'll get your time, Fitz. Hold on. All right, Kenny, we're going to move to you next. You have been vocal in advocating for equal guild voting rights during this election process. You have a long history with these voters who have not always received a fair political representation, speaking again to our West Coasters. Your critics, in contrast, have suggested that this alignment may potentially allow for foul play and voter fraud in these guild name selection processes. You have been accused of trying to submit mail-in votes on behalf of these West Coasters during these aforementioned shady special elections. Can you speak to these allegations, as well as the Doomer stance on a fair and free election process?
Great question, JZM. Yes, I can speak to that. I may have misrepresented their votes because I don't actually know what they are. I made some assumptions, but would never have done so in an actual election. That was just for polling purposes. I do find it interesting that Biz in no point directly denied the allegation that he intends to segregate the voters and maybe exclude some people. He just said that we need to open a dialogue. And so I thought it was interesting that he would not explicitly say all votes should count. And I also find it really interesting that the third party candidate, who isn't actually present for some reason, defended the train station candidate. and actually said that it was a bit overblown. So I'm a little bit shocked, and I just am confused. It should be a pretty simple issue. Everyone should get one vote.
Moderator, can I respond to that?
Yeah, we'll have a 3-minute open discussion. I'm gonna pass it.
I'll concede a portion of my time to the delegate Biz to elaborate on that point.
No, we got open time. Take your time.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pass it over to Pitts. And I'll open it to discussion because this is a hot topic. Okay, so Pitts, the key to a third-party candidate's success is the appeal to voters on both sides of the guild name aisle, right?
You're
to
so true.
To secure a meaningful amount of votes. Given this, do you support guild-wide equal voting rights? And if TBD is selected, what would you do to ensure that both East Coasters and West Coasters in the future have equal access to voting for their next guild name?
Great question, Zach. And I would like to say, of course, I support equal voting rights between the East and West Coast. I would also say democracy, a cornerstone of our civilization. And I would like to say, what is more democratic than a third-party name? A name that isn't, the genesis of which isn't rooted in one individual. The genesis, which is a collaborative effort between individuals. That's the future I want. I want a future where everyone comes together and we workshop a name. We potentially meld the two names together. I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not the one making all the decisions. I'm just facilitating the organization of people to come together for a better future. That's all I have.
I like that a lot, Pitts. But I am an unbiased moderator, so I'm gonna.
Of course.
That previous statement.
Hey, you can't help but notice greatness.
Hey man, don't compare me to the almighty. Compare me to the alternative. Joe Biden's dad said that. All right. So now I'm gonna. Okay. So now I'm gonna open the floor. Okay. So you three can discuss voting rights at your leisure. I think there were some. Cute interjections. So let's just
yeah.
Here's you have the floor.
Yeah, he said that I never came out and outright said, but I definitely did say that all votes are equal at the end of that. I don't know if I don't know if you're intentionally distorting reality and facts, or if you just weren't paying attention. I don't know if Sleepy Dennis coming up or if it's something else, but just to get the record straight there, that I definitely did say all votes are relevant and equal.
I disagree. And also, I'm sure that there's some hidden meaning behind the way you said those words there, and you didn't specifically say that every person in the guild will get one vote towards the guild name.
Hidden meanings, conspiracy. That's all I hear from this side.
Also, I'd like to address
negativity. I'm drowning in the amount of negativity.
TBD, that he's not God. He doesn't make the decisions. He doesn't know what the guild name will be. That's not a great pitch. If you haven't set the rules for what the guild name will be and we vote TBD, we'll be right back where we are now, arguing over what the guild name should be.
And we'll have
another
you're just
debate.
You're assuming that the members of the guild are either too irrational, too stupid to come up with a real good name. I disagree. I think the members of our guild are smart enough. I think they're rational enough to come together and make a name. It's just it tells me more about you that you don't think it's possible.
I think you're really disgusting, pandering here and insulting the intelligence of the guild members.
I don't think I'm all. I think I'm embracing. I'm a man of the people. I'm just a person. I'm just a guy.
What is your plan? How will we decide on the guild name if we vote TBD?
We come together. We have a variety of workshops of groups that come together and be like, what are we feeling? And if we come together and everyone as collective says, you know what, I like Train Station, or you know what, I like the Doomers, fine with me. I just want a more open process and not something just rooted in just tradition that has no real standing, if I'm being honest. Just the workings of Dennis on one evening decided to make a name.
So how does the final decision get made in TBD?
Democracy. A popular
vote. This is
vote.
democracy, what we're doing right now. How's it
this is
what we're doing right now?
Because this is a dichotomy. A a
Good
train
point, Vince.
station or a.
There are
the
3 candidates
Doomers.
here.
Yes, Dennis. But between you two, you want it in this black or white, this X or
No,
Y.
I
I'm
welcome
opening
you
up to be
being
like,
here.
let's
I don't think
let's.
you're making a good argument.
Oh, I mean, I disagree. I think I'm making a very good argument, and I'm making an argument for the people.
Okay.
Okay.
We've just now reached 3 minutes, so we'll go ahead and end. Biz,
okay.
unless you have something to quickly interject, and then we'll move on.
I do. And just to
30
throw it over to you,
seconds and then
Dennis.
we're off.
Dennis, you're saying that I'm trying to use some backward words or trying to twist stuff around to get some loophole out there. Dennis, what statement can I say for you to make it so that you don't think I'm trying to twist your words?
You can say that all 10 members of the guild will get 1 vote each towards our guild name.
All 10 members of the guild will get 1 vote each towards our guild name. And I denounce white supremacy.
Thank you very much.
Huge. Wait,
You've
Dennis, have you
Lost my
wait,
vote.
Did Dennis?
Yeah, same.
Dennis, what are your thoughts on white supremacy?
I'm Doomers, baby.
That's the quote of the fucking debate right there. All right, we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to our second to last question. Okay, this is the tough question segment. Okay, so Biz, once again, we will start with
Keep
you.
starting with me. Okay.
Yeah, well, alphabetical order, right? Biz, you have been repeatedly accused of intentionally stirring the pot. You have even been quoted as saying that the selection of this guild's name was going, quote, too smoothly. Your critics have contended that your entire campaign for the train station is predicated upon simply disrupting the status quo. Is this a fair evaluation of your campaign? Why or why not? You have 1 minute.
Oh, hold on. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, timeout. Technical difficulties. You just got signed out.
Oh, classic Burge.
Okay, come on. Who is this? He's got a move.
Wait,
I
I'm waiting
was
for the
just
production to
filling
come
in,
back. I'm sorry.
you know?
Okay.
All right, we're back.
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, Biz, you have been repeatedly accused of intentionally stirring the pot. You have even been quoted as saying that the selection process of this guild's name was going, quote, too smoothly. Your critics have contended that your entire campaign for the train station is predicated upon simply disrupting the status quo. Is this a fair evaluation of your campaign? Why or why not?
Well, one, I would just like to say on the onset that we're going to let the people decide that. Kind of as I said, everyone gets a fair vote in this guild. Am I stirring the pot? Well, I suppose if everyone thinks it's a stupid name and not a good idea, then, maybe that's what I did do. But what if everyone does like the name better? Then am I just being disruptive for the sake of disruption? Or am I calling to action people who maybe didn't have a voice on their own? They needed a loud train whistle to bellow over the crowd to get what they needed. And I think that's kind of what's happening here. And I think, unfortunately, we have spin masters and pundits on other sides of the aisle that are trying to distort the truth and make it seem like someone's trying to be disruptive and we need to vote against him because we can't allow this. But I think if we really
of the truth.
I think we really look down into it, then we get to the heart of the issue that train station is just a better name than the Doomers, full stop. And it has a rich, meaningful history.
Okay, thank you, Biz. You'll have a chance to share that history at the end. So Kenny, we're going to move on to you. Kenny, you have consistently reinforced your general indifference to the results of this election throughout the guild name selection process. Yet, here you stand. Why? Despite this oft-stated apathy, do you feel compelled to stand here and appeal for the Doomers? Why should voters choose the Doomers if their primary representative tonight has been quoted as saying he does not care which guild name we choose?
That's a really good question, Schism. But I do want to just start out by saying that I thought Biz's response to that question was pretty well thought out, very good response, and I respect it. And if Train Station wins tonight, I won't be mad. My response to that question about my apathy, It is true, unfortunately. I don't care a whole lot about which guild name we choose, but as this debate goes on, I'm learning how important it is that we don't vote third party here, because the third party candidate really has no idea what he's doing. And I really think that we either go train station or we go the doomers here. And I just can't see a world where the third party candidate with no plan, no name makes any sense.
Wow, Dennis. Harsh words from your boy. All right. So, with that in mind, Pitts, I ask you this. The unfortunate reality of your situation is that you will not be present for the release of the expansion. What plans do you have for TBD during your time of absence? How will your time away from the World of Warcraft impact the guild if TBD is selected? And what will you do to reassure voters that TBD is the right choice?
Yeah, I would just like to address that last little segment from Dennis.
Quickly.
A man without convictions is what I hear. A man that doesn't have any real strong beliefs which way or next. He's
Had a
really
strong
just
belief
going through
against
the
you.
moments.
Dennis,
A
I'm
man,
interrupting,
maybe
please.
some would say is not even fit to be a guild leader. As we talk right now, I don't have confidence in this leadership. I wouldn't go to battle for this leader. And a guild that isn't rallied behind their leader, the guild is doomed. It's destined to fail. And as to your point about me not being present during the election, I think I have, a body of evidence to my dedication when it comes to random pursuits such as this. The release of BFA, I pissed in bottles. I was the
Preach.
max level prior to everyone by a mile. It wasn't even close. And that was just, I don't know what more I need to do to prove that I can really go the extra mile and put in the extra hours that many aren't willing to do. Honestly, as I talk about it sounds like a leader to me. But hey, I'll leave that up to the people. I'm not here to make decisions for anyone. I'm just here to really just I don't know, I'm just here to let democracy reign and maybe have a less gated guild system where people are free to speak their mind and make decisions. That's all I have to say.
Well said, Pitts. Well said.
Thank you, Zach.
So now I would like to open it up to the floor for these three candidates to discuss these last three questions. Again, Biz regarding the stirring of the pot, Dennis with his indifference, and Pitts with his app.
I've got two quick things to say. The first one, if the guild was doomed, wouldn't that make us the doomers?
Boo.
And
I wish there was I wish we
slogan,
had a crowd to just boo you right now. That was
doomed.
bad.
Would make
That
sense.
Okay, that's effective boo.
That's so
that
funny.
was bad.
On top of that,
that was bad.
how are we taking leadership advice from a guy who can't plug a hard drive into his computer, who may not even have a computer
Ad hominem.
when he comes back? That's all I have to say.
Ad hom upon ad hom. I mean, it's really the last resort to people who don't have a good defense or aren't rhetorically gifted enough to defend their stance. It's just what's the easiest thing I can do right now? Insult a man's computer. I would do it too. Hey, Dennis, no hard feelings. If I didn't feel like I was well equipped enough to defend my position, I would do the same thing.
Does anybody else find him insufferable?
I mean, adding to the Dennis, come on, that's a layup. That's just, come on. That's just too easy. I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I think I've been fairly positive throughout this whole process. I feel like I've been attacked far more than I deserve to be, if I'm being honest. An outrageous amount, from one side, that is. The other side's been completely cordial, I think. Honestly, if I had to say, hey, if people are a little uncomfortable with a third party, maybe like they want a little more structure, I'd say we go train station. Just out of pure demonstration of decorum, I would say. We go train station. I don't think I have much else to add. I think that's it.
Thank you, Pitts. Does anyone else have anything to add before I move to our second to last segment? Okay.
I just wanna keep-
One question. Sorry. One question. Will we have a poll result on who won this debate?
Yes, there will be a poll.
Okay.
Exit poll. All right.
An exit poll.
Okay. So our next question is for all three candidates. Again, we'll start with Biz. This is about accepting the results of the election. Okay. So mail-in ballots, particularly from the West Coast, are a reality of our situation. We will have to conduct the ballot counting virtually. Okay. So I want to know from each candidate, what will you do to ensure that we prevent any disruption of our guild union, any separation of our guild union, and disruption to our free election process? And will you respect the final results of our election counting? Biz, you have the floor.
I unequivocally and absolutely will accept any and all elections that are held for the guild name. Plain and simple. It's all about what the people want. I'm just here as a voice for the people who didn't have one. That's all. And I'll yield the rest of my time. Plain and simple answer.
Well said. Dennis, I'll pass it to you.
Absolutely. Whatever the result of the election is, I will accept it. And in terms of people feeling disjointed, separated from each other over the results of the election, I will try to bridge those gaps. Get people to come together under whatever the name is that the majority of the voters chose.
Wow, very well said. Very well said. Pitts.
I don't think I need to reiterate it. I think we all will accept the results of the election. I'd like to take this time just to I know it's easy to forget because everyone's muted, but pretend I'm looking at you face to face. I just want to give a
Turn on your cam. You're on mobile. Do it.
True, I am.
That's an advantage.
True. All right. This is like my FDR fireside chats?
Yeah, this is kind of like a fireside chat.
I have Burgess stream open.
I've got the fire here, so.
Okay, how do I do this? Why Burgess stream is okay? Is it? No, that's my Xbox. I just like to take this time and thank everyone for coming out. You know, I think we'll get through this. We'll become stronger after this, and at the end of the day, we'll have a dope ass name. That's what I'm excited for. I see all these characters standing around on Burgess stream, and it warms my heart. Can't think of anything else to say.
Thank you, Fitz. Nice wink, dude.
You're
nice
welcome.
wink. Well winked. Well winked.
I'm drunk.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So I would like to provide the last 5 to 10 minutes of our debate as an open discussion. Biz, Kenny, Pitts, I would like to encourage you to take this time as your final opportunity to speak to their voters before they cast their final vote for the guild.
Sorry. I would like to just jump out in front here. Let's just hear from the voters. I just want to hear some quick thoughts, maybe some sentiments.
Is this a town hall?
Any questions from the voters?
It's a town hall.
Any questions from the voters? That's what I want to hear from the people.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I've got a question.
Shoot.
Our first caller.
Just drop the info.
Long time listener, first time caller.
What's gosh, I feel like I've heard a lot tonight that train station has this like historic and meaningful background and upbringing, and I was hoping that Biz could maybe shed some light on what that upbringing was and why it's how long has the guild been around for?
Well, train station, you know, you as one of the founding members should know, but we founded it back at the start of BFA. Really, it was a vision of a couple of friends who wanted to make a place where they felt like, they could just play some games and have fun. Do you take things ultra competitively sometimes? Sure. Other times, you just go around and dig some holes in some dirt and find some cool artifacts. Also true. It was really a place for everyone. And it started, I remember we were in Orgrimmar, and rest in peace. The name was partly inspired by XXX Tentacion. I'd like to use some of my time to take a moment of silence, please.
So you said BFA?
Yes, that Battle for Azeroth.
Arguably the worst expansion
That is arguable.
the game's had.
Well, the game
The
that
expansion
Blizzard
we played the least amount together.
well, sir, if I could respond, you're asking me the question, I would appreciate that. Blizzard is going to make the game. They're going to make the game. It's good, it's bad, who knows? But a guild is what you make with your friends. And some of those times that we had together, they're the best I ever had. That's why I'm here, despite against all odds that I wasn't going to be here for Shadowlands. Talking about Train Station got me kind of fired up. Remembering all the late night talks and the raid fun, the dungeons, the mythic.
Could you
grinds.
name your favorite memory?
There might be too many to count, but I do
Bible
very,
reference.
I do very, very specifically remember going through Temple of Setharus, and Burge not being able to make it over the bridge after that duet lightning boss. Took him quite a while, and it was just pretty funny, to tell you the truth. But you had to be there for it, and that's what I'm hoping to bring into the Shadowlands.
Let's all share our favorite moments from our respective guilds. Dennis?
Well, since I am pitching a new guild name, I don't have any favorite moments, and I imagine your answer will be the same.
You've been a part of this guild, though, correct? Are you saying there have been good memories in the Doomers?
The Doomers is a pretty new name. We haven't really done much together, so.
So the guild isn't, the Doomers isn't really that, you don't have many memories. It's kind of been.
No, we don't, because we're pretty new, and I would argue that if you try to make any claim here that you have more than the Doomers with a guild that doesn't exist and doesn't have a name and has no members, I would be pretty shocked.
No, I was just curious that, the question was that BFA wasn't that long ago. Biz had an answer pretty quickly, and I can think of many great memories.
Biz's guild existed in BFA, mine didn't.
Yeah, but it wasn't, the tenure of the guild wasn't too long, but it seemed like he had some pretty great memories and could come up with them pretty quick.
I think this guild is all of 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. We've done precisely nothing together so far.
Nothing much has gone on. And, okay.
Nope.
No, that's my only question. Just not really like a.
Well, it's not open for
guild.
your questions. This is for the audience.
Well, I opened it up to the audience. I was courteous enough to open it to the audience. But yeah, of course. Any more audience?
Pat yourself on the back.
Questions? No, Anyone?
Don't make me moderate.
Niz, I just wanted to make sure that I answered your question fully, sir. I know you kind of got cut off between the other candidates, but
Johnny, you're influential in the the various voting blocks. Yeah, you have any thoughts?
Thoughts on what?
Just thoughts on maybe just the debate in general, or
I think
where
the
you're
exit poll
leaning.
will reflect how I feel about it.
Okay.
Could I invite any West Coasters who maybe have some concerns that they'd like to bring to the floor?
I guess as a pacifist, is anyone against the troops? Because it's kind of where I land.
I don't know if I think we all were on board with troops, actually.
Okay, that's a minus in all three boxes.
Yeah, so it's kind of just nets out, but I think we were all pretty pro-troop. We kind of thought that would aid us.
That's fine.
Do you like
Clearly, you don't.
Some of them are probably.
Yeah, we did not know our audience.
Yeah, that's fine.
Does the third party have any ideas? Any I don't know,
Glad you
names in
asked.
the works?
If
Glad
ever
you
there was a
asked.
time to riff.
So our original thought as a party was to meld these two names together and maybe something like
Do you need help
sorry, Birch,
remembering?
could you refresh my memory? I
The
know we
Doomer
had talked
Express.
about Doomer Express. So kind of a train station Doomer vibe where we could still do the choo choo emote, which is
Vibe.
fucking like I mean, everyone I feel like can objectively say the choo choo call we had was fucking awesome. Anytime you saw anyone, you could do the slash train.
Side
And
note,
then
that's actually my best memory every day of my life living in train station.
It's, if anything, is the number one thing in terms of train station. We can incorporate that into this new name. Fuck me, I forgot it again. Someone say it.
How much wine have you had?
Wait, what was it?
The Doomer Express.
Doomer Express. It takes the Doomer element and
It
the
just
train
rolls
element.
off the tongue.
And I mean, I envision, I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, like we could come up with like, I don't know if anyone's an artist, but like a skull on a train. I don't know. We can workshop it. I feel like the sky's the limit, honestly. You can incorporate both elements of both names into a more perfect union. And yeah, Doomer Express, something else, something with other trains and dooming. Who knows? But that's the number one option so far.
Can someone anybody can answer this one. What's like the first train movie that comes to mind?
What's
Polar
that
Express.
fucking
Tank
thing?
Engine.
Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Polar Express. It doesn't have train or station in it.
But
It's had
also,
Express.
Zorro has
It is
trains.
doomed though.
Also, there's no way we get the Polar Express.
I also said Thomas the Tank Engine. Just
No, I was just saying that the word express provides more imagery of a train.
Panda Express.
Express
Dude,
VPN.
Exactly.
Express is
Fucking Chinese food on
a
a
train.
train.
Well, Express is like a train term.
Wait, we should name our guild after a VPN
No.
and get funding.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Express
Train is
shipping?
definitely. Well, Express
does
is
not
definitely
exclusively
a train
refer
related.
to trains.
I never said exclusively. An express train? That's definitely a thing.
That is yes, okay, it's a train term.
Yeah, I never said it was exclusive. I never said the word express is exclusively refers to trains.
Moderator, a little in the weeds here.
Oh yeah, I started drinking heavy, guys. I don't know.
I'm sure
That's all
there's
I
plenty
had,
of names
sorry.
there's plenty of names I'm sure that refer to locomotion.
Nothing
The-
left in
the-
the tank, boys.
The Doomer locomotion. There, I just came up with a name off the dome. I mean, we can
Loco Domtion.
The Loco
all
Express.
So I got a question. Do you think you'll have a name by Friday when we actually have this election?
I just came up with a name in 2 seconds. I'll have a name.
Wait, I thought the name process was going to be collective and everyone was going to.
Yeah, I said I'll have a name as a representative. I'm gonna poll people. Those aren't mutually exclusive.
So we're going to have a poll and then vote for the guy who's going to have a poll.
I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out to the delegates.
Can I
Are
ask
you?
why you aren't reaching out now and then just setting that name rather than waiting
Why
to
do
get
you
elected
hate
and
people
then?
who are forward thinking?
Oh, because I'm fucking lazy, dude. I don't know. I just I figured I'd get it over with after I'd reach out after
I rest
debate.
my case.
Your cases suck. How are you resting that thing? That shit was already dead.
I don't know. You're putting the people on the spot, Dennis.
So I think we've heard a lot tonight. Do you guys want to conclude the debate, or do you want to continue?
Nah,
what are you guys feeling?
I've heard all I need to hear.
Yeah, I think we've discussed it thoroughly.
Reverse order closing statements.
Pitts, that's you.
I don't know. I think I've made my case.
Dennis.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for asking questions, getting involved in the process. It's always good when everyone gets out there, votes, asks questions. And I ask that when you vote based on the name and not based on how much alcohol the candidates drank. Thank you.
I mean, there's the basis for the argument.
There's
How
no
well does someone
direct
argue their side?
relationship between those two things.
He's hammered. Brandon, you're up.
Yeah, definitely would like to thank everyone coming out once again. All
Especially
the
the
time spent.
troops.
But
Oh, we're not so sure about the troops, actually. We pulled the audience. We're not super stoked
Oh,
on the
true.
troops.
Yeah, I don't know.
True,
Maybe a
true.
lost vote.
True.
you know, I'm not here trying to slander anyone. I just want our guild to be united
Could you
behind
slander
one
the
name
troops though?
and to be happy with what we end up with, so
What
that we
you're
can move
supposed to do is
forward
thank health service workers.
as a new, stronger guild into Shadowlands. And if that's not enough, I actually do have an endorsement. If you look behind you, I don't know if you can see it, but that looks like you, Sarah. So
Strong endorsement.
don't know if you can see it or not.
Can't.
Tragic.
Who looks like he's Sarah? Where?
It's on my screen.
His toy is the Azera toy.
Well, actually, you know what? God, give me a sign if I'm the chosen one. Tell me you can see
Wait,
that.
Dennis has a sign too. Dennis is also glowing.
Wait,
Wait, why
it
can we
on
see that
Ben's
now?
Screen, but not Biz's screen.
Oh, they're both glowing. Wow.
Oh, but it's just your stream is paused. Biz were scuffed.
Yeah, we bet. Sorry.
Wait, I couldn't see Dennis's light earlier, but now
This
I
is
can
a
see it.
different one.
No. I can see the spotlight on you now, though.
Yeah, that was
I
God's.
have a different spotlight toy.
Oh, interesting.
It's not having a light kind of makes you a dog here.
He's also
Oh,
not
what
signed
am I-
into WoW, which got him.
Well, his
this
computer
again.
doesn't work. He's
I'm
leading
hacked
from
on my
outside the game.
character. What's just more attachment to my character, if I'm being honest?
Well,
Oh, Ben, you're right on time.
All right, so who's gonna post the exit poll? I guess, right?
I fucking forgot,
yeah,
dude.
we'll-
I
Oh
went
my
to the
God.
store.
Jeez.
You know what? It's okay, Ben. You know, you can hear. Hey, you can maybe discuss among yourselves.
You
You
can
know,
watch
get
it
the
back.
vibe.
It's recorded.
Yeah. I got a VOD
Yeah,
for you.
thank God that. Thank you, Bursch.
I'll
You would have liked
petition-
my questions, Ben.
I could exit poll if you like, but I don't know if people think I'm a biased party. So
Are you gonna do a straw poll or how are you
yeah,
gonna do
I'm
it?
just gonna do a straw
Just do.
poll.
Yeah, just do
Yeah, it's not biased.
Straw
Yeah.
poll.
All right.
All right. Thank you all
Do
for
the
coming out.
candidates-
We'll have the results posted.
Will the
Friday
candidates
or
be voting
Saturday.
in the
Thank you
straw
to our
poll?
debaters and our moderator.
Yeah,
That
everyone
was
gets a vote, right?
fantastic.
Everyone
For
gets a
sure.
vote.
I
Thank
have
you for the
faith
mass
faith
debate.
in this guild because of that.
100%. I think through this process, we will become a stronger, more well-connected guild.
Wait, where's Brandon?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't wait till the next thing.
Wait, where's the poll?
Yeah, we gotta
I
get
got
the,
it. Give me a
we
second.
gotta get the vice presidents of the parties on the stand.
Who are the vice presidents?
I don't think we've nominated.
I don't think they have.
presidents yet. That's a
Oh,
huge process.
maybe we can
Ooh.
have a meeting for that.
I'll nominate.
the next debate will be a vice president debate.
Oh God.
Should we nominate as we?
Well, the
as we-
vice president. This isn't really a debate for that. The vice president is Johnny because he's the raid leader.
I feel like having a two-party system is going to lead to divisiveness.
We
in
have
the
a
guild.
three-party
Yeah, we have a
system.
3-party
Three.
system.
The
Yeah,
third
Ben,
party
Ben,
emerged.
You're really gonna have to watch this.
Oh,
They
video.
don't have an
The
I
name.
third
have to
part-
watch this.
The
yeah.
third party is leading the polls.
I feel like Johnny's
Wait,
more
are
the
our
secretary.
polls up?
I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
got
Johnny's more the secretary.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night.